Welcome to Missing Persons Archives, a channel dedicated to sharing real stories of those who vanished without a trace. Here, we explore the facts, the timelines, the investigations, and the unanswered questions behind each disappearance. These are more than cases. They are people, and every story deserves to be told. Subscribe and join us as we shine a light on the missing. Each day, millions of children enter school buildings across the country, places we consider safe. But for a small, heartbreaking number of them, school is the last place they're ever seen. Today, we'll explore 5 deeply unsettling cases of students who vanished from school and were never found again. These are their stories. First, let's explore the case of Roger Ellison and the disappearance at Cedaredge High School. On the morning of February 10th, 1981, 17-year-old Roger Ellison walked into Cedaredge High School in Colorado, just like he had every other school day. He arrived at 8:30 a.m. and went to his locker to gather his books for the day. The student he shared the locker with would later tell investigators that Roger seemed totally normal. He greeted his locker mate, got his things, and walked away. That was the last confirmed sighting of him. Roger didn't show up for any of his classes. He didn't come home after school. Panic quickly set in. Roger wasn't the kind of kid who skipped school. He was a straight A student, popular, and already accepted into the college of his choice. Nothing in his life pointed to him running away. Even more troubling, he had left behind all of his personal belongings and, as far as anyone knew, didn't have any money with him. Then came a strange twist. Not long after Roger vanished, his mother received an unexpected visit from one of Roger's teachers, John Pash, who taught social studies. According to Roger's mother, Posh claimed that Roger had been speaking to him often about personal struggles and emotional issues. He even suggested that Roger might have been considering taking his own life. Roger's mother didn't believe him. She knew her son, and nothing he'd said or done recently hinted at anything like that. Neither did his friends. In fact, they were shocked by the teacher's claims. Suspicion quickly turned toward John Posh. His home was located next door to the high school, and he was known for keeping an open-door policy where students, including Roger, would come over to turn in homework. It was later revealed that Roger almost exclusively submitted his assignments to Posh by hand-delivering them to his home. 13 years after Roger disappeared, a former classmate came forward and told authorities he believed Roger's body had been buried beneath the concrete of Posh's garage. Investigators searched the property with ground-penetrating radar. They did find an anomalous object beneath the garage floor, but they never dug it up. To this day, no one knows why. John Posh has always maintained his innocence. Roger's case is still classified as a non-family abduction. If alive today, he would be 61 years old. At the time he vanished, Roger was 5 feet 10, weighed 145 pounds, and had blonde hair and blue eyes. He wore a blue t-shirt, jeans or brown pants, a light blue nylon parka, white socks, and sneakers. He also had a double-crown birthmark and possibly a cleft chin. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Delta County Sheriff's Office at 970-874-9734. In our next case, we will explore Bianca Lebron, the girl who got in the van. It was November 7th, 2001, and 10-year-old Bianca Lebron had arrived at Elias House School in Bridgeport, Connecticut. That morning, she was full of excitement. She told friends and a few teachers that her uncle would be picking her up early to take her shopping. At around 8:30 a.m., Bianca was seen getting into a brown van with tinted windows. The man driving was described as Hispanic and in his 20s. No one thought twice about it. After all, she said it was her uncle. Her teacher marked her absent and assumed she'd see Bianca the next day, but Bianca never came back. As it turned out, Bianca didn't have an uncle. No one in her family even owned a brown van. It was all a lie, one she may have been coached to tell, and because of that lie, no one alerted her parents when she left the school grounds. Precious hours were lost. She wasn't reported missing until later that evening. Soon after, investigators turned their attention to Jason Gonzalez, a man who had access to a brown van similar to the one Bianca had entered. He was also seen kissing her once, which deeply concerned authorities. Even more troubling, he moved away from Bridgeport about a month after Bianca disappeared. It took him 2 years to provide a statement to police. Investigators initially believed they were onto something, especially because Gonzalez matched the composite sketch drawn from eyewitness accounts. But he had a solid alibi and was never charged. Years later, after Bianca was declared legally dead, her mother filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the school, arguing they had allowed her daughter to leave with a complete stranger based on a 10-year-old's word. Bianca's case remains unsolved. She would be 31 years old today. At the time of her disappearance, she was 4 feet 11 inches tall and weighed around 115 pounds. She was last seen wearing a camouflage shirt, beige pants, black boots, and a dark blue denim jacket. She had brown hair, hazel eyes, and a birthmark on her forehead. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Bridgeport Police Department. For our third case, we will discuss Brian Hayes and Mark Degner, the boys who ran from class. On February 10, 2005, 2 special education students, 13-year-old Brian Hayes and 12-year-old Mark Degner, got into an argument with a teacher at Paxson Middle School in Jacksonville, Florida. At 1:15 p.m., the boys bolted out of the school. A witness later reported seeing Brian get into a vehicle parked nearby. That was the last time either of them was seen. Initially, authorities believed they had run away. Friends said they had been talking about it. A third boy had even planned to join them, but backed out, and the day before their disappearance, both boys had been caught trying to skip the bus after school. But things didn't add up. Brian and Mark left behind all their belongings. Their backpacks and even Brian's coat were left in the school. Both suffered from bipolar disorder and required daily medication, which they didn't have with them. Their emotional maturity was that of 8-year-olds. Brian had red hair, blue eyes, and a blue cast on his broken thumb. He had a surgical scar on his torso and freckles across his face. Mark had brown hair, hazel eyes, and a nervous tic that made him shrug and blink when anxious. He had an earring hole in one ear, but wasn't wearing jewelry that day. Both would be 32 years old today. Their cases are classified as endangered missing. If you know anything, contact the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office at 904-630-0500. Next, we will explore Alexis Patterson and the playground mystery. On the morning of May 3, 2002, 7-year-old Alexis Patterson walked with her stepfather to High Mount Boulevard School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. As he left, some students saw Alexis heading toward the playground. She never made it to class. Despite her young age and perfect attendance, no one contacted her parents about her absence until the afternoon. Some students later said they saw her crying in the playground that morning and again in the afternoon. It was as if she had spent the entire day sitting alone outside. Investigators believed Alexis was upset. The night before, she had argued with her mother about cupcakes she wanted to bring to school. Her mother had said no. Police theorized she was too embarrassed to face her classmates without the treats she had promised. Some witnesses also reported seeing a red truck parked near the school the week before Alexis disappeared. After that day, the truck was never seen again. An anonymous caller later told a local TV station that Alexis's body could be found in the Milwaukee River. A search turned up nothing. Alexis would be 25 years old today. She is a black female, 3 feet 8 inches tall, weighing about 42 pounds at the time of her disappearance. She was last seen in a red hooded jacket, blue jeans, Nike sneakers, and wearing sunflower-shaped earrings. Her hair was in French braids, pulled into a ponytail. If you have information, contact Milwaukee Police or the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department. Finally, we will discuss Deanie Peters and the bathroom that led nowhere. On February 5th, 1981, 14-year-old Deanie Peters was attending her younger brother's wrestling practice at Forest Hills Central Middle School in Grand Rapids, Michigan. She told her mom she was going to the bathroom. She never came back. All of her personal belongings were still at home. She had nothing with her, just the clothes she wore that night. Several suspects emerged over the years. 2 girls had gotten into a physical fight with Deanie 2 days prior. There was also suspicion around the school custodian, but the name that kept coming up was Bruce Bunch, a student at the school with a history of violence. According to one acquaintance, Bruce had been panicking the night Deanie vanished, saying he had accidentally hit a girl with his car in the parking lot. Others claimed he had bragged about killing Deanie. Rumors spread that he and some friends had buried her under a pile of rocks, but Bruce died of a heart attack in 2008 before anything could be proven. Police have since said anyone who helped dispose of her body will not be prosecuted if they come forward. Deanie's case remains open. She would be 57 years old today. Deanie was 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighed 110 pounds, and had brown hair and eyes. She was last seen wearing a brown ski jacket, a pink sweater, Levi's jeans, white socks, and a cream-colored scarf with the word ski printed in brown. If you know anything, contact the Kent County Sheriff's Office at 616-336-3113. These are the stories of children who simply walked into school and never walked back out. If you have any information, no matter how small, please contact the appropriate authorities. Subscribe to our channel for more true crime content and share these stories. Awareness might be the key to solving even the oldest case. Until next time, stay safe and remember, the missing are never truly gone as long as we keep looking.